What's going on? It's Mace Fowler. Howdy fuckers. Check this shit out. Okay, so I talked about being an independent contractor with Amazon Flex, and I there's been something I've been thinking about, but I just want to put it in the form of a video, and that is you have a lot more power than you realize when it comes to working with Amazon Flex as an independent contractor. See, Amazon wants you to believe that you're not an employee, right? And I've touched on the fact that I think that this is a very good business move on their end. However, they target a mass number of people that are uneducated on their rights, essentially. When you're an independent contractor doing Amazon Flex deliveries, you have a lot more power than you realize. For example, I have had issues with the warehouse before. And like I stated, I still got paid on that one day that everything was just fucked and I couldn't deliver a single package. Because the fault wasn't on me, the fault was on Amazon. And as per the contract, I was like, look, I want to be able to do this. I can't do this. So I informed everyone in the chain that I had to inform, went to the warehouse, returned the packages, took care of business, and still got paid. Why? Because any fault that had happened was not my own. Any fault that could have taken place was completely out of my fucking control. And Amazon had to own up to it. What does this mean for you? What does this mean for the other drivers out there? What am I telling them? Just to hopefully you get a bad batch and you only got to work for like a couple hours, not deliver everything, and fucking go drop the shit off and fucking go home and have a great time? No, that's not what I mean. What I'm saying is that you have power. And I learned it to an extent then. But then reading some of the comments that I've been receiving lately, shout out to Mr. Tony Stark. I don't think he's the real Tony Stark. He's a fictional character. He just informed me of some other stuff. And I've been hearing it in the comments. I've been hearing it in other videos. About the power that you have. So what is the power that you have, right? So as Tony Stark mentioned in his comment, at his location, in his warehouse, wherever the fuck he's at, commercial packages are marked with a C. Now that's actually really cool. I've gone and done some commercial stuff, dropped off some commercial packages, and having them labeled with a C is fantastic because you can compartmentalize things. And it also, knowing the locations of where those are at when you're in the app, you as yourself can be much more productive. That's fantastic. I think that's a very great idea that Amazon should have across the board. However, in motherfucking Las Vegas, that is not the case. Everything just has its fucking normal label, the batch number on it, and then that's it. So I don't know what's going to a residential. I don't know what's going to a commercial area. It's just, or hell, today I did industrial ones. Like one was a sewage fucking area. Another one was, doesn't matter. The fact that the packages are labeled in such a way is great for prioritizing things for you as a driver. But the issue that I have is that Las Vegas doesn't have that. Now, it might be implemented here in the future. That would be fucking great. But as of right now, that's just not the case. He also went on to talk about when he has packages that are way out of his way, or if he has too many, he doesn't have a problem going and talking with someone at the warehouse to make those adjustments. And it got me thinking, why the fuck have I not done this? Why haven't I gone up and said, hey, all these packages right here are great, but this one's like way out of the way. I don't want to deliver it. I don't want to deliver it. That is something that you can say. Well, when you're there, this is how it works with your independent contractor thing. You go and you sign in, or at least that's how it is right now in Vegas. It was different a week ago. But you go, you get to the warehouse, you get started on the app and everything. You scan the little QR code and you get in there, right? No problem. The interesting thing is, you're not locked into anything then. You're not locked into anything until, for example, in Vegas, I go over and talk to the guy, tell him how many packages that I got. That communication between me and the Amazon employee, actual employee, that's what sediments everything. Now before it used to be, hey, I'm here, got all my stuff, then go talk to them, and then scan the QR code. So I think it's a little different now that you scan the QR code beforehand instead of after you've done everything. So I'll have to kind of experiment on my own and see what the ramifications of it are. But typically, when you scan the QR code at the end, that is you agreeing to all the packages that you're getting. Now, I think that scanning the QR code for your arrival time prior to even picking up the packages, that's gonna fuck with things quite a bit. Mainly because, oh, I'm here, I'm accepting everything. And that's it. Because we don't scan when we leave, everything you've got is what you've got. You've kind of signed into something without knowing. And that's where the beauty of why I believe that this whole Amazon Flex thing, it's employment. It's part-time as needed employment. It is not an independent contractor, especially with the way that it stands. Let me put it to you like this. I go in, right? And instead of going in and scanning my arrival thing, I just go in like it was a week ago. I go in, I get assigned to a lane, I go in the lane, they tell me which one is mine, and I put everything in that. If I find a discrepancy, if I find an issue or a packet that's probably going to be problematic and I want to remove it from my agreement of packages to be delivered, I go and inform someone, they take care of that. And then once everything is said and done, I'm happy with the packages I have to deliver for the amount of pay that I am getting. I'm happy with the way that the route is set up. Everything is good to fucking go. I go talk to the guy, then scan my QR code, and then I fucking bounce. Now, what happens if you scan the QR code upon arrival? Well, essentially, you're agreeing to whatever's there is fucking there, and it's yours to take care of. And that if you decide to remove something or put something to the side because you just don't like it, then you could somehow be penalized for that. Penalization is another very interesting thing. I think it's once a week they give you some sort of score chart in your email box, basically saying how well that you've been doing. The whole thing is rather... it's just... The lines are so blurred when it comes to the independent contractor agreement between you and Amazon and actual employment. That's the problem that I have. This is employment. It's not traditional. Hell fucking no. You don't have yourself a set schedule. You don't really have a boss in front of you telling you have to do these things. It is very much an independent contractor thing because it's an agreement between you and Amazon. You basically decide how the fuck you're going to do it. But when you boil things down, there's really only one way to do it. Amazon doesn't provide the necessary tools for the job. You do. Yourself and your car. And of course your phone. That's what you cover. Amazon doesn't cover that. Those are the tools that are needed for the job. A human body to deliver the packages, a vehicle to transport them in, and a phone to be connected to the app to ensure that the packages are going to the proper locations as well as plan out your route. So from that perspective, of course it's independent contractor thing. But then if you look at it the other way, if I go into Amazon, the warehouse, and I scan the moment that I get there, and it's set in stone that whatever I got, I have, there's no wiggle room for me anymore. There's essentially no contract. No contract relationship. There's just me being told by Amazon. What does that sound like to you? Unemployment. You go somewhere, your boss tells you to do something, you fucking do it. It's just, it tiptoes this very fine line. Now, I'm not bitching about it, saying like, oh my God, poor me. What I'm saying is these are things that I've noticed. Do I still enjoy doing it? Yeah, for the most part, yeah. I wish they would get their heads out of their ass and actually be like, well, we gotta evaluate some shit. But they're probably not going to. Large companies like Amazon feel like they're too big to fail. And because they feel like they're too big to fail, they don't notice certain things. I don't think that out of nowhere Amazon Flex is going to stop existing. No. But I do think that they're going to get some competition. Competition will rise. And when it does, it's going to be the drivers that go elsewhere. Amazon's going to continue to get packages. I can guarantee you. But where are the drivers going to go? The drivers are going to go somewhere where they're respected. They're going to go to a platform that fucking works. If FedEx or UPS did this shit, got their heads out of their ass, learned from fucking Amazon's mistakes. Like, for example, if there was someone from FedEx or UPS watching this shit right now trying to fucking generate some ideas, listen to the fucking videos about this. Listen to the actual driver videos and the comments that we have. This community is rather vocal when it comes to grievances about issues. A lot of us don't just sit here and say, well, the packages are too heavy or this, that, and the other. No, we look at it from a business model. Why? Because for us, this is a business. When I go out there and go to Amazon, I am working as myself, solely my own entity in an agreement with Amazon. So that's the reason why I look at it the way that I do. I look at it as a business relationship. One business, myself, to another, Amazon. And that relationship means a lot because, fuck, I like money, right? And so do you. All you other drivers, y'all fucking love money. Everyone loves fucking money. That's the reason why we do it in the first place. I wouldn't be doing this shit if it wasn't for the money. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for the fact that my hand had to be held all fucking day. I like it. I do. I legitimately like it. And I think it could actually be better. They need to reevaluate some shit. Amazon really needs to reevaluate some shit. It's growing pains. It's still relatively young. Distribution is not their forte, let's say. They're a retailer. Distribution is new to them. And the way that they decided to implement is fantastic. It's fucking great. It's rideshare-esque in lines with Uber, DoorDash, Postmates, all that shit. It's very much like those platforms in a way that it's very easy for them. And the fact that there's such a low overhead is fantastic business-wise. But when it comes to the drivers, there's a lot of things that we don't fucking like. And the number one thing that the drivers do not like is how the scheduling is set up. I understand why scheduling is the way it is. Things could change. Today, not a lot of people are ordering on Amazon. Day before Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, people are going to be ordering like fucking crazy. And I know a day before Thanksgiving up to 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, it's going to be fucking nuts at the warehouse. Because that's how it is. People are going to be ordering. People are going to be wanting shit. They're going to be needing more people. That's why scheduling is how it is. This whole, we need people. So they're going to be shooting out blocks fucking left and right. It's going to happen. It makes perfect sense that it's going to happen. And then the downtime comes. And then people are fighting. People are trying, just the whole tapping thing, just going nuts, just trying to get a single fucking block for fucking $72. I should make a video about the whole scheduling thing, but I don't have answers for it, really. I mean, I wish I did. I don't. Give me some time, I'll think of something. If you guys have any ideas on how to improve scheduling, put that down in the comment box down below. That's probably, I would say, out of everything, is probably the number one thing, because the drivers are what is most important. The drivers themselves are what makes the platform successful. And a quick side note. Things are in motion, and I've listened to Louis Rossman's advice. I will own my success. I'll continue doing the Amazon thing for a while, but it's not going to be extensively long from now that I'll never have to worry about it again. Yeah. Anyway, this is Mace Fowler.